and welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So in this week's news, we have the Sony PlayStation Classic, and Linus Torvalds is actually taking a little break from Linux. So let's go ahead and start with gaming news in the fact that Sony has officially announced the upcoming release of their Sony PlayStation Classic, which is a direct answer to what Nintendo's were doing with their NES Classic and their Super Nintendo Mini. Now, the whole idea of the Sony PlayStation Classic is basically the original 1994 PlayStation super sized down, 45% smaller in a very mini form. And along with that, you also get some great games with it as well. You get games such as Tekken 3, Ridge Racer 4, Jumping Flash, Wild Arms, and of course, Final Fantasy VII. And then you get two controllers, the original PlayStation 1 style controllers. And the whole package just looks really high quality, and it reminds me so much of the original PlayStation. Now, Sony being who they are, I really think that their offering is going to be more flexible than Nintendo's offerings. And on top of it, their online service, I think, is definitely going to be better thanks to their PlayStation Network. And so they will be selling it in the United States December 3rd, 2018. It's going to go for $99 or basically $100 here in the United States. And I think for that price point and everything that you're getting, I think that's a good value, especially for people who remember growing up with the PlayStation. And so the second bit of news concerns the creator of the Linux kernel, which is Linus Torvalds. And so I think anybody who's really kept up with the whole history of Linus knows that he hasn't been the easiest person to work with. And he's very abrasive whenever he feels like he doesn't agree with something or he feels that something is stupid. Okay, so he really does not have much of a filter. And even though this is something that he has admitted that he is this type of person, he makes no apologies for it. Even though a lot of people have expressed that him being this way hasn't always benefited everybody, especially for the people who actually help maintain the kernel. And so this has been going on for years. But it wasn't until here recently that, his type of personality actually caused some problems. And it resulted in Linus actually putting a very long post on the kernel message board and talking about this. And so the whole issue erupted during the upcoming Maintainer Summit. So this is basically a select private type of summit for 30 to 40 Linux developers. And this is normally occurring in Vancouver, in Canada. But this year, Linus forgot that he actually already booked a vacation during that same week, and so he was going to be in Scotland. And so because of this, they tried to reshuffle the whole event to where, Linus said, it's fine, you could still have the event without me in Vancouver, but obviously that would not be the same. And so they actually had to shift some of it over to Edinburgh, Scotland. And so this whole event just caused a lot of frustration and also just really a whole bunch of anger towards Linus himself. And so because of this, during this recent post, Linus was talking about the upcoming kernel release. I think it's 4.19, and in this case he actually took the time to put a really long post about what occurred and also his long standing personality traits. And in this he actually expressed how maybe I wasn't right in doing this. Maybe I could have approached this better. And so that's kind of where it all led to the fact that he's actually going to be taking a break from maintaining the Linux kernel. And that was something that I don't think a lot of people expected. First and foremost, he actually admitted that he has a problem and he apologized. I don't think that's something that he's really ever done, not in this way. And then secondly, he will be taking a break. Now, this isn't the first time that he has taken a break. Whenever he developed Git, he did the same thing. And you saw what happened to Git, how big it's gotten since then. So my personal thoughts on this is I really feel Linus Torvalds has the right to be whoever he wants. He's a human being. And let's not forget, he created the Linux kernel, and along with Richard Stallman, they gave us the Linux operating system, which is impacting billions of people every single day. And so I really feel that, he can do what he wants in that way. Now, the flip side of that is the way that you approach people, especially when it comes to business and also, working with people, especially in the open source community. Being that way all the time definitely doesn't help, especially if you want people to help contribute to the kernel. And so in this case, that's where I see the other side, where maybe you need to be a little bit more professional in that sense. And so I think Linus really saw that finally, or maybe he's always seen that, but now it kind of makes sense for him to do that. And I'm really glad that it's a personal reason, so hopefully he wasn't pressured into doing this, because if he was pressured to do this for whatever reason, then that wouldn't be him, and I don't think that's the case where he got pressured into it. At least that's what my thought is. And so those are my thoughts on that. Linus Torvalds just is a great creator. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be making this video, and a lot of us would still be stuck on Windows and Mac. And so it can't be expressed enough of the contribution that him and, of course, Richard Stallman has made to the entire world because of this overall creation. And so if you had any thoughts on anything I talked about today, whether it's the Sony PlayStation Classic or the Linux kernel creator Linus Torvalds taking a break, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Gold Content Creators Group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Gold Content Creators Group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.